Me. Voice exercises, voice warm up. Oh, you caught me right in the middle of my voice warm up, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me without my shirt on.
Hey, everybody. This is Jerry Taylor on the You Name It show, and we have a special guest host.
I'm Tom Brookins.
He's lying to you. His name's Mike LeBlanc. I grew up with Mike. Ryan did as well. And we thought we'd drag him in here and make him act stupid for us. Dance, monkey.
I'm dancing.
Stupid. Anyway, hey, it's good to see you, Mike. I've been gone for a while. I haven't seen you. How long's it been?
It's been a long time. Since I've seen you in person, probably December.
It's thrilling.
We drove around looking at Christmas lights. It was very romantic.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Well, we drove around, and there was...
Look at Christmas lights together.
Well, towards the end of it, there was some lights. Remember, we were looking for my blue lights, because I love blue lights.
That's ridiculous. Anyway, we weren't holding hands in the car looking at Christmas lights. That's
not in the car, anyway.
Stupid. So obviously Ryan's really busy, and he's engraving and doing all the things that Ryan does, and does not have the appropriate time for the show. So we're going to make Mike do stuff.
And Ryan sold me a bowling ball once, the Diablo, which I still have, and it's a wonderful one. It smells like cinnamon.
Now I want to call him just because I want to find out why they always name bowling balls stuff like that, and why they're scented now.
I think I bought it because it was Diablo. It just looked mean, It's like I'm buying a bowling ball, and I'm a horror person, so it's like I gotta have a scary bowling ball.
Yeah, a Dave Mustaine bowling ball.
Dave Mustaine.
Yeah. Do you have By the way, do you have any scary heavy metal voices that you'd like to try out?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I don't know either. I go,
welcome to the jungle.
That's scary as it is. Blow out the microphone.
Sorry.
Mike is a avid horror movie fan. All movies, actually. We were going to have him come on and do the movie reviews, which is still going to happen. But we figured we'd... It's not like we're on the show.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shot at the big chair, Mike.
Thank you. Because we're still negotiating contracts and everything. So.
Yeah, we sure are. How much do you think we get paid for this?
I heard $40,000.
Yeah, right. Minus $20 a month out of my pocket, probably.
Right.
But anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Today is, Mike brought it up. So the current news is the Boston bomber guy was he sentenced or was he just found guilty?
He was found guilty, and now he's going to be going through the sentencing phase, to see if he will be up for the death penalty.
Well, I don't see any. I think he is, isn't it?
Well, he will, but it's very tough in Boston. Boston, or Massachusetts, is a very. I probably said that wrong. It's a state I've never been able to pronounce.
They say it's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, they're a very tough state for the death penalty. So I don't know. I would imagine he would because it's
I don't see any way out of it.
Wouldn't this be a federal crime? I mean, terrorism.
I don't know. Was it a federal court? Here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we go again, not knowing anything about what we're talking about.
The kangaroo court.
No, but it wasn't a state. It probably was a federal charge.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, because
I'm sure they didn't just go, all right, you're charged with 30 murders.
Well, it wasn't that many. There was a handful of murders and a lot of injured people.
You're a sick bastard. That's right. You like murder.
No, I don't like murder.
But you sure do like to read about it and watch movies about it, right?
I love horror films.
Sick bastard. I'm just kidding.
I know where you are. Yeah, I got help for that. No, it's just like horror is a release for me. It's I'm not afraid of horror anymore. That's the weird thing is I had some blood drawn yesterday at the doctor's office, and they took more vials than I've ever had taken out of me before. So it looked like it was 14 vials she was taking. No, honestly, I'm not kidding. And I asked her, I said, am I going to have any left when you're done? And she said, you'll be fine. So she found a good vein, and then before she did it, she goes, you're not going to pass out on me. I'm like, no, I saw see her and watch you do it. And I did. We had a conversation.
Is that something that you've had before, though? Is a fear of
never.
blood? Well,
never had a problem.
That doesn't make any sense anyway, then.
Well, I mean, I don't like real blood. I don't want to walk down the street and see a decapitated man, sitting
That's
there.
my deal. My deal was that I didn't want to see any of the real stuff from snuff movies that somebody used to have a tape of people.
Well, people like that, No, it's just...
I remember, and I'll tell the people that
it's the Bud Dryer. The Bud Dryer.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Mike had gotten a hold of some underground... This is way back in the old days. Back in the day, where... it was only videotapes. You didn't have as many ways to pirate. There was really virtually no internet at the time
No,
that
and
was useful.
you got to get some good people to trade with, and I had a couple good people, and I unfortunately never produced anything great for them, but the stuff they sent to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it was a VHS tape, and if I remember correctly, it had Rob Lowe's sex video
yeah.
on it.
Oh yeah.
And it also had the Bud Dryer.
Suicide and the Go-Go's sex tape. It basically was the Go-Go's snorting cocaine in a bathroom at a party.
Yeah.
The rock group, the Go-Go's. Not all of them. There was like 4 of them, and 3 of them in there. But yeah, it was some weird stuff on there. So,
Now you're getting
and these weren't all on the same tape. But but this was stuff. I had a good source that would send me some great stuff.
I was traumatized.
Yeah,
I watched that guy shoot himself in the head, and it was horrible. And it was actually a pretty, really, if you think about it, the Kennedy assassination shot was gorier than this tape.
Yeah.
This just had a fountain of blood coming out of the guy's nose.
The problem with this was unedited CNN footage. This wasn't the short clip. This was 20 minutes of the man giving a speech, putting the gun in his mouth, blowing his brains out, and collapsing. And everybody's clearing the room, but the guy running the camera, just left the camera running.
Yeah, he locked it down on the guy's face.
And it's just going on.
And I was traumatized.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I don't like that stuff. I hate real gore. Sometimes people, because I like horror films, friends on Facebook will add me to these sites, and I'll open the site up, and it'll be like, people that jumped off of buildings and stuff. And,
right. Head smashed by car tires.
And it's just...
.com.
That does bother me. I don't want to see stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't want any of it.
I don't like real horror. I don't
watch the beheading videos, the guy burned alive video.
No,
I don't even do the cop shooting people. That's now all the rage.
I saw the most recent one.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I saw that one.
How bad was that one?
It was pretty rough, and that cop should be up for murder. That was ridiculous.
It looked like it was at a distance. He even planted
the what are they shot? What are they called? The shocker things.
The taser.
Taser. He even walked over and dropped the taser, and he must not have known this guy was recording it all on a phone.
Of course not. Yeah,
because the guy was
he's not waving at him, going, "Hey, make sure you get me dropping the taser."
But the guy was gutsy, because if I was out there alone, I'd be afraid that cop would turn around and shoot me too. So
yeah, he would. It'd be like the movies. You'd have to.
Yeah.
You're the dangling thread in the whole giant plan.
You'd be like, no.
Yeah, making light of that, Mike.
No, I'm not making light of it.
I'm
It's
just
horrible.
kidding.
It's absolutely horrible. And
I'll explain something. I'm just revving you up a little bit just because it's
I know.
because it's your first big shot at the big time.
Trying to get me in my Martin Downey Jr.
Morton Downey Jr.
I can't even say it. Martin Downey Jr. Morton. I know it's Morton.
Nobody remembers Morton Downey Jr.
Oh man, I used to watch the show every day, and I don't know why, because it was just so ridiculous.
So
fake.
He's an asshole, that guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to the family.
Yeah.
But he was an asshole.
Yeah. There's an interesting documentary out there about him. I don't remember the title.
It's called The Mouth.
Oh, it is called The Mouth. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. He is a character.
If you hear any weird stuff, everybody, I got a new tooth. Did I tell you that, Mike?
No.
Right here, this one. One of these right here.
I did a good job. I couldn't tell it.
Yeah, but they have this thing that goes over the roof of my mouth that holds it in. One tooth, and they got 8 pounds of hardware in there. So I'm getting used to it still.
So it's like a robo-tooth?
Yeah, it is. It's the $6 million tooth is what it is. That's about how much it costs, too.
Able to chew.
You know how much
able to
it
chew
costs?
3 steaks in a minute.
Way too much money for one tooth. I should have just walked around looking like a hockey player.
Right.
Because that's what it looks like. You want me to take it out and show you?
Or you could have just put a chiclet in there. That's what they used to do.
Yeah. I might file that one under the category of urban legend, though. I'm pretty sure no one ever got away with a chiclet in there.
Well, I know a man.
But we used to say that, though. I'll punch you right in the chiclets if you don't watch out.
I remember having some in my hand sometimes and fooling my parents, like pretending like I hit my head on the counter or something like that, and dropping chiclets on the floor. And having my mom have a heart attack over it. It's like,
oh, Michael,
your teeth! They're not your baby teeth!
If your mom fell for that one.
My mom's pretty gullible.
Torment your mother. What were we talking about? You saw, since we don't really have any new movie reviews, I did see It Follows, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my nephew, Joey Ostrander, is the art director on that.
I didn't know that until I saw that you posted that.
Yep. And I thought it was a good movie. It was really solid for what I would consider a B movie.
Right. Believe it or not, I'm probably the only person that hasn't seen the film out of all the people I know.
Yeah.
But I will see it soon. I have heard nothing but good things about it. If I don't see it before it gets released, I'll probably buy it blind on Blu-ray, because that's how confident I feel that it's going to be a good film.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you'll like it or not.
Really?
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you're going to say at the end of it.
I hear it's a slow burn. I'm not a huge fan of slow burn horror, but I'm starting to come around to it. I mean,
It's not too slow.
I mean, there's a film called House of the Devil that was just, oh my God, it took forever for the thing to get going. And a lot of people like the film, but I still don't. I can't get into the film, but I try.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a
What
real
is it,
slow movie.
1973?
It's a newer film made to look like a film made in the 70s. That's the
okay.
That's the current trend. There's a current like underground.
Well, yeah,
genre.
I want to make a grindhouse movie.
Yeah, everybody's making and they're making it look like it. They're making the film look old, and I give them credit for it because there's some good stuff out there.
Yeah, but this one, of course, you'd think I'd give it a great review because it's Joey worked on it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you it's the best movie in the world, but I will tell you that it surprised me the quality, production quality this thing had for whatever budget they must have had to work with.
I've seen the director's previous film, and the title escapes me. It was, I'm not even going to try and say it. It was something about spending a night overnight or something. It was about a group of friends, and that was filmed here in Michigan as well.
Which one?
His first film, but I don't remember the title.
Okay.
I don't remember the title. And Joey may have worked on that. I don't know.
I don't know either.
If he's part of that scene,
but
that group.
Job well done on his part. Everything looked great.
Yeah, I saw he was the art director. That is an important job on a film, and that can lead to a really good career.
Yeah. Well, you can.
There's a lot of great art directors out there that.
Tell me what this newest movie that you saw was, though.
Newest movie I saw. Actually, caught a movie this morning. Crazy film. Called Russell Mania. It's a rated PG film by the people who did the Air Bud films, the Golden Retriever movies. They do a lot of animal films. And this film involves
solid outfit. Those people.
Yeah. Well, they're doing good. I mean, their product does well. They also do like the dog. There's like pup Goldens in space, or there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole series of this stuff. These guys have made a monopoly on this. They've probably made about 20 films.
Golden retrievers in space.
Yeah, they're everywhere. There's a Halloween one. There's it's long story. I mean, they're a very successful group though.
I just love the idea of the image that you bring up of a Jack Russell in a wrestling ring.
Well, this Jack Russell, he's the runt of the litter, and no one wants him. Every time somebody picks him up in the pet shop, he pees all over him. And I was kind of surprised they were showing this in a PG movie, but they were.
It's PG.
It's
kidding.
It's PG. It's PG.
There's a show about a wrestling dog, and it's PG.
Right. It's PG.
Stupid.
Okay, so the dog is, he talks, and there's a little monkey in there. He talks as well.
Always got to have a monkey.
Yeah, got to have the monkey in there. He talks. He's his buddy, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it just basically this dog they find out has a special talent for wrestling. This family that adopts him. Comes into their late father's wrestling theater. It was wrestling shows put on in this town.
Oh, like the
theater.
old days. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and it's an old abandoned theater with cobwebs, and it was so ridiculous because the cobwebs are hanging from the ceiling all the way down to the seats. Like no one's gone in there in all these years, but maybe. But anyway, they discover this dog can wrestle. So long story short, they get this dog involved in a WWE kind of wrestling organization. And
they discovered this dog could wrestle.
It's so ridiculous because it's like there's a packed arena, and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania, and this dog comes out with a cape, and he's walking out to the ring, and then this guy, this big Bret Hart looking wrestler kind of guy comes out, who's like the big champion, comes out, and they wrestle. and there's a lot of ridiculous CGI and everything, but it was just such in the monkeys, doing his thing. And
that's what I like, though. Is I like a good, solid film.
It's
that thing.
It's ridiculous, but it was fun. It was fun. If you can laugh about it, it's fun. Kids will love it. I don't sit and watch a lot of children's films, but I do have a soft spot for children's films and animal films. Always have. Benji's one of my favorite films. I'm not kidding. It's probably the first film I ever cried in the theater, and you've seen me cry in the theater.
I almost punched you just now.
You almost punched?
Yeah, right in the throat.
Yeah, when we saw The Elephant Man years ago, I was teased mercilessly because I cried during The Elephant Man when my friend Jerry and
you were
another friend
11
Steve
or something.
Oh, so what? I still cry now.
No, I'm just saying.
I cried in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and everybody laughed.
Now you have an excuse. I mean, you have an excuse because you were young then. We have a filmmaker on the line.
Oh.
Hopefully. Davin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not really a filmmaker.
Well, you told me you were earlier today. You said that you made some really good, solid films with your friend
Socrates
Peschla.
Oh, sorry.
Tesla.
Explain who's.
Well, I'll do the Ryan thing. Too much information. Kevin Foley.
Oh, you drop in the name. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Ryan's routine.
Social security number.
Yeah.
And his daughter's locker combination. Nice.
Well, like, you and and I were talking earlier this week, and you mentioned that you used to always run around and pretend you had a radio show and
Yeah.
do tape recording and stuff as a kid.
See how far it got me?
Yeah. Well, Kevin Foley wanted to go by the name Tesla because he thought he was a badass Indian fighter guy, and he saw the name in a movie or something, and
Yeah.
so we had called him Tesla for like a full year.
That's his action
But-
hero name. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Stupid.
he had a Super 8 camera, so we used to fool around with that and blow stuff up. And my mom caught me one day with a cup full of gasoline going to burn up all my Matchbox cars.
She didn't want that waste of money going on, huh?
But yeah, they were all like karate films.
I want to see one.
Well, believe me, we burned just about every one of Jerry's toys when we were younger too. So.
You know, I forgot, Davin, that Mike and I made a couple of little movies too. I had completely forgotten about that. We made one horror movie. And were you the one with me when we burned up my army men?
With the Army Men and the Sand People.
Sandpit.
We had the trial of the Sandman, and we burn your Star Wars guys that are probably original Sandman Star Wars characters that are probably worth a fortune now, but we burned them.
Melt them all down. Yep.
I have a question for you, Davin. See, Mike just said it. When we were kids and we had boy dolls, we called them guys. What did you guys call them?
Yep.
That was
Yep.
it? Same thing? Huh.
Play with your guys.
I called him Sir. No, I'm just joking.
Well, you were afraid of them.
Yeah, I was afraid of them. I had some rough-looking dolls. I won't get into that right now. No.
Let's get into the unpolitically correct stuff right now. I had I had the, I don't know if you remember this stuff. It was the, God, I can't remember the name of the manufacturer, but it was Johnny West were the line of guys that we had, and they were all Western based. Did you have any of those? No?
Yep.
Oh,
and
okay.
you make the Indian attack. Was that the one that came in the big box and you had all the different Indians and cowboys?
Yeah,
Or
you
no?
had Geronimo and Sitting Bull, and you had General Custer. General Custer had a guy named Captain Maddox that went with him. And I kind of ran short on Indians, so I just took a Sharpie and painted his face red and used him as an Indian. How horribly bigoted and stupid is that for a 6-year-old kid to do? Redskin.
The funny thing is, I never knew about Johnny West until I started hanging around with Jerry and the people on his street he grew up with over on Elmwood in Garden City. Elmwood must have been like the Johnny West capital of Garden City or something.
Yeah, we imported.
I
them
mean,
from-
they didn't have them on my street. We had GI Joes, we had Big Jim, and we had the Evil Knievel's. That's about,
I had the G.I. Joe submarine that I used
Uh-oh.
to take baths with.
It wasn't too big for the bathtub.
It was, a little bit, but you could actually, it had like some kind of pump where you can pump it and it would submerge.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like a hand pump. Yeah.
I'm just thinking how sick and twisted a little naked kid playing with a G.I. Joe submarine with a pump.
It looks like something else might be going on.
I used to run out of male characters too when I would be playing because I needed more people. So I used to borrow my. Ever heard of the Sunshine Family? My sister had the whole.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to borrow the dad from the Sunshine Family. And I remember I accidentally broke his head off one time. I got in trouble for that.
Accidentally.
Yeah, because GI Joe Kung Fu Grip got a little too rough with him.
Well, let me guess.
Did you-
though. Oh, go ahead, David.
Did you guys see in the news that France is now boycotting? They've got a weight limit for models.
I don't know how we got to this, but they
Well,
do like.
Well, there goes my chances.
No, because I'm thinking, no, because everyone complains about the Barbie dolls and how,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
this image that you cannot achieve. Well,
Yeah.
France now implemented this new law where they go by the BMI, and if the company uses them models that are under the BMI, they can get sued and fined.
What?
Yeah, and they're talking about rolling that into the U.S. now.
Oh, they're saying they can't be too skinny.
Correct.
Oh, maybe my chances aren't blown.
No, Mike, you'll be a hot commodity. You could be 2 or 3 models.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll fit on the catwalk.
Double dip.
I'd have to walk on the Puma walk. No, they should.
Stupid.
But when you were a kid, did you ever play with Barbies or no?
I didn't have any sisters.
I had sisters, and yes, the Barbies did come into play sometimes with the GI Joes, not in the sexual way or anything.
Yeah,
but
right.
No, I needed them because I had the GI Joe, I had the mummy, the mummy, the lost mummy thing where there was an actual the mummies in the vehicle with the crane and everything, with the cage to bring the mummy up out of the ground. And
I don't even know what the hell that is. Was that a G.I. Joe thing?
it was G.I. Joe. It was G.I. Joe.
Okay.
And I wanted a whole crew out there excavating. So I.
All right. How did G.I. Joe get involved with bringing a mummy out of the ground? What the hell?
Well, he was busy. He did everything. G.I. Joe did everything. I mean, we should bring this up to somebody.
Now we have government contractors to do the mummy excavations.
You grew up with a guy, Dana Kind,
Yes.
on Burnley, on
Yeah, just
Elmwood.
shoot his name right out there.
No, I don't think it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. He had and probably still has the coolest G.I. Joe collection that I've ever seen. He had everything. I mean,
Well, sadly, there was a hole in the garage roof.
oh no,
And the rain got to it. But he did. He had he was the spoiled kid. And
wow.
look, now he's going to get mad at me if he listens. He was all right, Dana, you were the spoiled kid. Your dad bought you everything.
Oh, if he gets mad, I'll clip him in the cletus.
So
I had a friend like that it was Legos. He had every kid must have had at least 8,000 Legos.
I hate that kid right now. We had nothing. We had Johnny West and we didn't even have enough Indians. It's terrible. Yeah, well, he had all that stuff, and it was water damaged, I believe.
That's a shame. It's
So-
probably worth a fortune.
Oh yeah, because he was smart enough to keep the boxes and everything.
He had the nurse. The nurse is extremely. It's just what's probably the rarest one is the nurse.
Where you at, Davin? You outside?
I am outside, yes.
Okay, outside in Denver.
In Denver, yes. I'm outside of my hotel having a cigarette.
Well, be careful if you take a deep breath. I
Yeah.
hear that's the real Rocky Mountain High out that way.
I was here last year, and
Yeah.
the law just passed, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But now, after it's been implemented, it's like this giant social experiment out here, and everybody is stoned.
Now, are you exaggerating?
No,
Tell those people to shut up.
I was behind a guy getting a free coffee in the morning. It took him like 7 or 8 minutes to get 2 coffees. It's like, dude.
Was he a guy making them
cream.
for you, or was he just in line ahead of you?
No, it's one of those pour your own. And it's like, why is it taking you so goddamn long to get 2 coffees and cream?
This cup is really cool, man.
He couldn't figure out the lid.
Hey,
But yeah, there's stores downtown and everything. You can walk in, it's like buying a pack of cigarettes.
That's just wild for me to think about that. I mean, I can't even picture that happening here. You know,
I can next
pot
year
store.
probably.
Pot store.
We had a little pot. We had a hydroponic store on Ford Road
Oh, right.
down there.
Yeah.
For well, it's closed now because they were helping the legal because it's legal for medicinal use.
Right.
Is that right,
Well,
Davin?
here it's legal for recreational though too.
Yeah, I know.
You just can't smoke it in public. So
Will you scream "Everybody's high" right now, just so we can listen to that?
everybody's high. It's true. It's
Yeah.
so true.
I feel really bad for John Denver not being around to witness this.
But yeah, the other thing is, since you're not supposed to be able to smoke it in public,
Yeah.
you get off the elevator on any floor in this hotel, and it just reeks.
What is it? A smoking hotel, or are they just smoking it anyway?
No, they're just smoking in private in their rooms and thinking that they can aerosol it out or something.
Right.
I had that one in one of my cities this year where someone in the room next to me was doing it because it was coming underneath the door of the adjoining room, I think. And I could tell every time they were getting high over there. It pissed me off, frankly, because I knew they were going to be up all night making noise.
Well, I know the Frito-Lay company's probably enjoying that because I'm sure their business is up in that town.
Oh, yeah, there's like a 7-Eleven on every corner here, too.
There's been an enormous upswing in Doritos sales. Hey, when I'm not talking, somebody else do it, too.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with you people?
That usually
Don't you
helps.
people know? Quit fucking me! Can't even take a drink of soda around here without dead air. You know, Howard
So do you
does
see-
tons of dead air, though.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Well,
go ahead.
that's because he's not getting the paper written to him fast enough.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, David.
So you saw the bar I went to last night, right?
Yeah, that was really cool. Tell Mike what that was.
It was called One Up, and it's a bar that is all old vintage 80s arcade games,
Nice.
Right.
And?
and everything's a quarter. Remember when you were a kid, a quarter was a lot of money.
Oh yeah. That was.
It's not a lot of money when you're an adult, but
Mike was a rich kid, though.
No, I wasn't a rich kid. I was very cheap. I saved my money. I worked a couple jobs, and
It was this was my shot at Mike. Actually, nobody else understands this. He had a paper out, and he had like 3,000 customers, and he never slept because he was so greedy. and he wouldn't. And if you were by the Donkey Kong game and you had an old shirt on and you hadn't eaten for days, he wouldn't give you a quarter.
Yep. Well, the other thing I think, because it's Denver and everyone's high,
Yeah.
all the bars have to do stuff to get people back in to drink.
Oh, because they can't serve it yet. That's right.
Because it's like no one's drinking anymore. Everyone's stoned. So
I'm not much of a pot smoker. I've done it before, but I can't remember if I don't. Yeah, it's not. I mean, people don't smoke weed and drink, do they?
No, I've never done it myself.
Not very much, I don't think. But
We need
some of the
to
promotions that
find a pothead to talk to.
some of the promotions at these bars are a trip. Like we went to Williams Tavern the other night. It was $5 for any beer and a shot, and the shots were any shot in a rock glass. We spent $20 and we were wasted.
A rock glass, for those non-drinkers among us, like Mike, it's basically like a little short tumbler,
So it's
like a brandy
it's
snifter or something size.
It's the equivalent of like 3 shots. And then the one we went to last night, it was flip night.
Flip night.
Like-
Okay. So they had Flip
So
Wilson there?
You
Everybody
order
flipping
your
away his
round.
hat off.
You order your round. The bartender flips a coin in the air. If you call it heads or tails and you win, your drinks are free.
Shut up.
So we got $51 worth of drinks for free.
Who is the good flipper?
It was one of the guys from Ford.
What, do you flip the coin or does the bartender?
The bartender flips it.
But you call it out.
You call it out.
Okay. That's a great
So
idea.
she basically he ordered a round for everyone that was there, and it was going to be $51. And she said, "Okay, it's going to be $51 or it's free."
That's funny. Kreskin got drunk there a lot, didn't he?
Probably.
I'm just trying to I was trying to think of the guy who bends spoons. What's that guy's name?
Yuri Geller.
Yuri Geller was hammered every night over there. He's psychic. Davin, that's a psychic joke, Davin.
Oh God.
I know.
Let me bend your mind.
What else we got?
So is Ryan just too busy? Is that
He's
what's
very
going on
busy.
here?
This is the busy season.
Yeah. I mean, I went in there earlier today, and he was hunched over his manual analog engraver, just scratching out trophy plate after trophy plate. And I guess he's got to do that until 3 a.m, and then he's got the second shop he's got to go work at, like tonight. So that's why the show's off for this week with him.
See, I figured a meteor probably fell through the roof of his shop or something, and that's why he's not doing it.
Right. Well, after he built that meteor shield last year and put it above there, because we've been waiting for that for years, of course. This guy, he's got the worst luck ever, though. You know that.
He's in the last store in that mall, right? The far end one, right?
Yeah, he is.
Where,
Yeah.
the witchcraft store was at one point.
That's Mike's onto something.
Yeah.
Witchcraft store.
There
Yep.
used to be a witchcraft. I think that's on the other side, though, isn't it?
No, that was
Closest to the driveway of it.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter. There
No,
was
because the magic shop was over there.
Oh, okay. So
the witchcraft store was there. I forget the name of it. They
So
were
we had
really nice people. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I don't want to get into details, but there was bad stuff happened there, and she's no longer with us.
Well, let me tell you, Davin, so you know what the details are. I think there was a family massacre or something, wasn't it?
Well,
like
something like that.
like the husband, because I read about it in the
Yeah,
news.
the husband shot the wife.
Yeah, on
Or
Halloween.
stabbed her. I think it was
On Halloween.
On Halloween, after a Halloween party yeah.
So that's why Ryan has bad luck, because there was a magic shop and a witchcraft shop right in the 4-unit strip mall. That he's
And
in.
before the witchcraft store, there was a dog grooming place there. So I don't know.
How does that add to the bad
I don't know.
luck?
It was a ghost of an evil.
There was a butcher there.
There
too,
was a
but-
Doberman. No, they shouldn't. Anyway, they angry.
Yeah, I just figured his ex-wife probably went in the witchcraft store, got a doll of his, and has been sticking needles in it ever since.
We might, if we could tap into the webcam at her house, we'd probably see 3 or 4 of them over there. Sorry, Paula and Ryan. Beating up on him when he's not here to defend himself. Yep. Well, that's what's going on with him. So we're trying to have a little bit of fun without him, because we don't want to leave the audience with nothing to make fun of for the week.
Hey, let me throw a random question out. And since there's 2 of you here, maybe one of you can give me an answer. what did it mean when people used to get gas? I saw in a film last night, the guy said, and you can tell it's an older film, give me $2 and no knock. What does the no knock mean? I meant to look that up today, but do you guys know off the top of your head? If not, I'll have to figure it out.
I do not know.
That must be some old term.
It has something to do with how much lead is in the gas, didn't it?
Yeah, leaded and unleaded gas back when they still had cars that did both.
Yeah. Yeah?
I think that's what it has to do with.
Okay, I didn't know if it was something about them not shaking it or I don't know. But that's good enough. It's been bothering me all night, and I forgot to look it up this morning. And
Well, Mike, welcome to the show. You're just as stupid as the rest of us.
Oh, pillowcases.
Stupid.
So Jerry,
Yeah.
you got one auto show left, right?
I have what? One? What is that? What did you say?
One
You got
auto show.
One auto show left.
I do. I have Albuquerque. That's where people take the wrong left turn all the time. I have to go there next Tuesday.
I have never done that show before in my life.
Boy, are you missing out.
Didn't Bugs Bunny talk about that before?
That's what that joke was.
Oh, it's from that. Okay.
He really is stupid, people.
Oh.
All right.
Have you noticed that every cab you ride in when you're on the road has like some kind of mechanical problem?
Oh, yeah, well, of course. I mean, it's a rattle trap. We have a great. We had a cab break down on us on vacation in D.C. Me and Lisa and this couple that we know. We were trying to get. This is right up your alley, Davin. They stopped selling beer at like 1 in D.C., but in the neighboring town in which was Baltimore. So it's in a whole different because D.C. District of Columbia. We had to go to the different state where they sold it. So we get in a cab to go there, and the cab breaks down on the highway on an underpass. And I have pictures of it. If we had a real website, I'd post the pictures of the broken down cab. And we had to get out of the cab, find some crappy like dance club that was in this whole strip club area we're walking through, just so we can get someone to call another cab for us so that we could make it to get to, before 2:00 in Maryland, so we could buy a case of Yingling so we could drink that.
Did you still have to pay the cab driver?
We
who
did.
broke down?
There's no way I was paying that guy.
We actually had one. Brad Trent and I were going to a bar in New York.
In New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was actually one of the union guys owned a bar, which was so convenient because on breaks, everybody would go to this guy's bar.
Right.
So your whole crew was just wasted. But we were going there one night after work, and our cab driver hit a pedestrian and knocked her probably about 5 or 6 feet. She bounced up.
A girl, too, huh?
Yeah, I want your number. I need your... And he flags through. You walk over to the side. Sorry for the racist imitation.
It's all right.
Go to the side. Go to the curb. Go to the curb. So
that's a stunning impression, by the way, too.
Get out of the way of my cab.
She walks to the curb and he guns it.
He just
So
took
it was a
off. Nice.
It was a hit and run. And he turns and looks at Brad and I goes, she just wants money.
You thought it was a setup.
New York,
Like she's a grifter.
New York cab rides are real fun. I've been in them before. I've been in a fender bender before, actually.
You always get the guy that thinks you're in more of a hurry than you are, and he's trying to hit every green light and going like 60 down Broadway.
I've had a string of those guys in the last few cab rides. Pardon me. These guys they're idiots.
You don't have seatbelts.
Yeah, you know what? For a couple of years, I never even wore the seatbelt in the back seat, but the last few rides I had to put it on because these guys are like, I had one guy all over the freeway, swerving all over the place, trying to pass everybody, and I had to tell him, I go, hey, can you just settle it down a little bit?
Yeah.
You're making me nervous. You're driving terrible. And he told me that it was because it was a flex fuel car.
Yeah, that's what's doing it.
Because he was doing that thing where he'd slam on the gas and then take his foot off and then slam on like, and he's like going 80 and then foot off and he's telling me that's the reason. Yeah, right.
Did he get you to your destination on time?
Did he? I guess so. In one piece, it didn't matter. I leave early enough to compensate for slow traffic, and this idiot was just driving me nuts. But how do you expect me to believe that? It's the car. It's a flex fuel car. Shut up.
It has nothing to do with it.
I know. What? You think everybody's as stupid as you are? What the hell? But I've had them, and I've told the last 3 cab rides, I've had to tell them to settle down.
Well, you don't always get Alex Rieger.
No, you don't. I want Louis De Palma even. Alex Rieger. What else going on out there in Denver, Davin? We're gonna start calling you Dead Air Davin.
Dead Air Davin. Same old. Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do tonight.
I don't know what you're going to do tonight, but this is the teaser for the upcoming show called The Drunk Show.
Oh, we definitely got to do the drunk show.
We're gonna have me and Ryan and you and maybe Mike would want to come around too. And
I'll be the designated
designated
talker.
sober person. Mike doesn't drink. That's why he's of no use to us that night.
I'll be views. I'll be making sure nobody's doing something silly. No, just kidding.
He could play back the music.
Yeah, we could do that. Do the playback pro for Mike. So this is what we're gonna do, Mike. We're gonna have a few drinks.
Yeah.
We're going to turn on the podcast recording devices,
Right.
and then we're going to be drunk.
Okay.
But we're also going to do a topic called misunderstood lyrics, which I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
We're going to play back the songs, and we're going to talk about what people think they say and what they really say.
That sounds actually really fun.
It's an old hacky bit.
Yeah.
And then Lisa's going to come out and join us and make fun of us.
Yes, she's all but completely agreed, which means that she hasn't told me no yet, but she has said shut up stupid, and she's avoided making any real. She said she'd have to be drunk. That's not a no, that's sort of a yes, I think.
See, and the whole thing was I friended her on Facebook thinking that her and I can make fun of you.
Right.
And she jumped right on board with you and picked on me like a motherfucker.
I don't think she's that bad with you. I think she.
Oh,
what did she say?
has her
She didn't
moments.
say anything to you, really. Look at me, I'm chain smoking over here. She. I think at one point she was trying to defend me from you, but so maybe it's right. Maybe she just hacks at you because she knows you can take it.
Yeah, or she hates all of us.
She does hate everybody. I don't even know. I don't think she likes any of us in the family. Even she might. She doesn't even like the dog.
I haven't even met her in person.
It'll be
So
great.
it should be interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing that's gonna set you apart. You'll meet her in person, and then she'll just love you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, shut up, crybaby.
No, I think she's a fine lass.
Yeah, I told her that she had to leave you alone. That you were sensitive.
She's definitely.
He's giving me the real look too. I did not.
She's always been nothing but nice to me.
She knows that you're a special education teacher, so she just assumed that you needed special treatment.
Well, it's possible.
Well, she's got to be nice to somebody in her life, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn in hell for that one.
No, she actually likes people. She likes Mike. She likes everybody. You know what's a good indication is she actually engages you on Facebook, so that means that she doesn't hate you.
Yeah.
Yet. I think there's no way to hate you. When she meets you in person, she's going to realize what everybody else on the auto show circuit knows is that Davin's a special kind of guy. You should see it though, Mike. I'm just kidding here, but in reality, I could talk to any of the 5,000 people that work in the auto show circuit, and every one of them knows Davin.
Davin, are you from Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Royal Oak.
Royal Oak. Okay.
Oh, Royal Oak.
No. All right.
Royal,
A lot of great
Royal
memories.
Oak.
Royal Oak Music Theater.
Did I just hear an ice cream truck go by?
No, it didn't.
Because it should be in Denver right now. There should be a lot of ice cream trucks out.
Music
You
truck.
would think.
Dude, I want an Eskimo pie, man.
Oh man, yeah, that's true. They'll be really busy.
When we were laying out the electrical, they put the electrical in the wrong spot in Cadillac.
Yeah.
The booth guy pointed it out to me. Dude, so I gotta move it. Well, no, we're gonna leave it in the wrong spot the whole show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Sometimes I forget
man.
Sometimes I forget people don't know what we're talking about. When you go into an auto show, it's a bare room, and the first thing that happens is they put electrical down on the floor, which a bunch of extension cords on the floor. They tape them down so you can plug things in, and they're hidden by the carpet. So they laid it down in the completely wrong spot, and he wanted you to redo the entire layout of the booth instead of moving the extension cable
Around that cord, yep.
Well, there's a lot of self-important people now in Denver. They think about themselves all day long, quietly, with colors.
We had one years ago in Chicago where the lighting company contracted an outside source to hang the lighting,
Yeah.
and they they hung the whole lighting grid 180 degrees off.
Completely backwards. Yeah.
Looked at the print and must have not known what was north and south, and the guy got into focus lights, and everything was in the wrong spot.
Do they already have all the cars and everything in?
Oh, yeah.
So what was the solution?
Hire 2 boom lifts and probably add about $7 or $8 grand to the bill and move and rewire everything.
Was that Jim Broderick's booth?
No, this was Isuzu back when they existed.
I just wanted to mention Jim Broderick on the show because he's a
Jim's
listener.
a good guy. I haven't seen him in a while.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
I wonder if he's still in Canada.
I don't know. I should text him. I should call him, actually. I told him I would call him.
Promoting your show in Canada.
Yeah, he would play when they were setting up an auto show out there because they opened up Canada last year, but so they traveled around all through Canada, and when they were doing the build of their shows, Jim would put us on in the booth so that all the workers could listen to the show, and he said, "Canadian people think you guys are nuts."
I think Edmonton's going on right now.
I wonder.
We were looking, and you know how it gives you the show list of what shows are remaining?
Yeah.
We're figuring out what because all the top-notch people are in New York right now. And then
Well, hold on a second. All the top-notch people are in New York? That's
well,
an insult.
As far as product specialists and narrators and the A crew.
Now you're in trouble with all those guys, too, now.
Oh, yeah.
All the top-notch people.
B crew's here, but Peoria's coming up, so that's like going to be the bottom of the barrel.
Well, if it plays in Peoria.
Yeah. That's where you end up when you take a left turn at Albuquerque. It's Peoria.
It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from there.
Yeah. Do you have another show after this one? After Denver?
I do Austin.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Austin while you're in Albuquerque.
That's a great town. I lived there for a period.
If you want to call that living.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, it's a great town.
Well, I got to do the 6th Street Challenge, which is you go to every bar on 6th Street that's named after an animal,
Yeah.
and you do their house drink or a beer and a shot or whatever. There's like 14 of them. It's ridiculous.
A guaranteed drunken ticket or something.
My favorite name for the bar, though, is Moose Knuckles. That one was a top-notch bar.
Moose Knuckles. Mike, do you know that reference?
Moose Knuckles? No, I don't. I don't know that reference.
I don't know if I should tell him. You want to tell him, Gavin?
Camel Toe. How's
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah, okay, I got you.
Look how happy he got.
Oh.
Oh, that explains it.
Oh, wait a
yes, I'm very familiar. No.
Well, that was like the one in Oklahoma City called Emerson Biggins.
Emerson Biggins.
You know, it's funny because the Camel Toe thing, that's been around for a long time. Because even when we were back in high school, I want to even say junior high, we knew about Camel Toe. Because I'm not going to name names, but there were certain girls that...
Why don't you just go ahead and name him?
No, I'm
Ryan
not.
would if he was here.
No, I'm not. No, because no. But certain girls wore their pants exceptionally tight back then.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, let's thank the inventor of the yoga pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yoga
yeah.
pants.
Yes.
There's a guy I know that travels more than we do. He's his name's Emmett Muckles. How you like that? Hey, Emmett, how you doing? He was listening to the show, too. But he does this thing where instead of posting pictures of food, he doesn't post pictures of yoga pants, but he gives you his yoga pants review for each airport he's in. Because he says that's the yoga pants capital of the world is
Yeah.
any airport you go to.
I did notice a lot of women like to travel in them, probably for comfort.
What was his name again?
Emmett Muckles.
That's a great name.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a jazz musician too, so that's what makes it special to me. Because if you saw that on the marquee, you'd want to go see what that was.
We had a girl in high school named Sharon Peters.
Oh God,
She was brutalized.
she was a relative of Emerson Biggins. That's weird. That's a good topic. People's names in school. What can you remember, Mike?
Oh, this.
I can't remember any right now. Damn it, that's not a good topic.
No,
My
you talk
golden teen. My golden teen name is Phil McCracken.
Yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie, though. I'm trying to think of. It just reminded me, though, Mike, and I probably already said this on the show, but we had a principal in junior high school that had all of his fingers cut off, but he only had a thumb left. So Mike called him Instant Fonzie.
I don't know if I'm the one who created that word, the name, but
let's just say you were.
Yeah, I'll just say I was.
I had a roommate in college. We nicknamed him Running Bladder Ray.
Running Bladder.
Because
terrible.
Whenever he would get drunk, he would pee on stuff.
Oh, on purpose?
Oh yeah, and my roommate, one of the roommates had his girlfriend move in, and Running Bladder Ray peed on him while they were having sex.
What? Like, he just entered the room and decided to unload on him, huh?
Well, no, he was on the top bunk and they were on the bottom bunk, so he just kind of hopped off because he was probably irritated with all the motion, and pulled back the sheet and let it loose. Running Bladder Ray.
Gave him a golden shower.
We had a friend. I remember we had a drunken night in my 20s, I think it was, and we all crashed at one guy's apartment. I'm not going to throw names out here because they might listen, and Mike knows who they are too. But this guy got up in the middle of the night,
more than once,
walked into the kitchen and just pissed on the floor, half asleep, thinking it was the bathroom. And I remember laying on the floor and looking at somebody. I don't know if it was you, Mike, or if it was one of the other people, and just went, "Did he just piss?"
Yeah. No, he did it. He did it more than once.
Yep.
More than once.
And I'm like, I'm not cleaning that up. I'm not even waking him up. I don't want him to yell at me.
Yeah, that's.
I peed on the dishes when I was a kid.
You peed on the dishes?
That's a family story. I did the same thing. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like 7, and I walked down to my aunt's kitchen. I was spending the weekend there for some reason, and I don't know if I got a chair out or what, but she had dishes in the sink, and I just pissed all over the dishes. Aunt Shirley. I think she might have forgotten about that.
You knew you were doing it?
No, it was the half asleep thing, sleepwalking routine. It's the only time I ever did that. We know other people that went into a closet and peed, thinking it was a bathroom.
Yeah, there were times when I was growing up, when I was wide awake when somebody was in the bathroom and I had to pee. Did you ever pee in the wash tub downstairs or something like
Absolutely.
that? Yeah, the wash tub.
Oh, yeah.
All
guys do.
Actually walked out behind the garage, too, and laid my track, I guess.
My daughter, Lindsay, her boyfriend, just was called out by Lisa this past week because she found out that he was peeing off the deck that's connected at our house. And Lisa's telling me as though I'm supposed to get mad about it. She's going, "You know what he's doing?" And he's like standing there waiting to get yelled at by me. "He's peeing off the deck upstairs." And I went, "And?" So?
It's totally acceptable.
I know, guys do that. I got yelled at by my ex-wife for doing that, too, when I lived in an upper flat.
I got a pool table in my garage. I'm not going back in the house. I'll just walk around back in the garage and go.
That's right.
I thought you were going to say you peed on the pool table.
In the pockets.
In the pockets. Who would know? No, it's
golden tea.
When I was in Berkeley, I had a neighbor that they built a new garage, and the guy insisted it was going to be his man cave. Yeah. And he put a urinal in the garage.
Just on the wall there, huh?
Yep, and it was vented out and just went in the garden.
What a genius.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want one. Just a little, you don't need anything, you're right. Just a little tube that just goes through the door.
Yep.
Not the door, the wall, I mean, yeah. And right into the flower garden or something, right?
Just a hole in the wall.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
So you got your urinal and your glory hole built in.
My friend, he built a glory hole in his garage.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Have you ever actually? I have actually seen. I'm not a user of glory holes, but I've actually seen glory holes in bathrooms before, and they actually have like duct tape around them, like somebody's actually using them, and that makes me want to just get out of there immediately. It's
they have duct tape around them.
I'm afraid if I
protect yourself from the sharp edges.
Well, it's like what's the signal? I'm afraid if I have toilet paper stuck on my foot and I stomp my foot, somebody all of a sudden I'm going to have a Johnny come through the wall or something. You know,
a what?
A Johnny.
A Johnny. Holy shit!
I said, "No, what they say?" No,
a tallywhacker.
That's way too trusting because they've got ads on Craigslist for glory holes. Just show up at this address and stick it in. And God only knows what's on the other side of that wall.
Right.
Or what's going to happen to your junk.
A guillotine.
Doberman.
Yeah, operated by Bobbitt's wife.
Snapping turtle.
We've reached a brand new low in this show.
Peanut butter and a Doberman.
And a Doberman. You guys.
I once peed on a Doberman. No,
that's so bad. Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I don't even know what to think about that. It's so bizarre that you would be that trusting. You're right. But then you think, now would it be okay if it was someone you knew? And then you think, why would you be doing it?
Not
if
in
it
a
was
public place.
someone you knew.
Because you don't know who else has been in that hole.
Like, I wonder if any of these people have gone out in their garage and they've taken a piece of wood and then they've tiled it and cut holes in it and brought it into their bedroom at night or something with the wife. Let's play Glory Hole. God.
I'll be the gas station guy, and you be the
The gas station guy.
I'm the gas station guy, and you're the you're whoever I want you to be.
All right, Davin, you have anything else?
No, I think we messed your show up and made it definitely rated R.
Well, we're gonna use it tomorrow anyway.
I've yet to say fuck.
Wait a minute, you just broke that streak, didn't you?
Now it's rated R.
Oh.
Nice.
There you go. Hopefully Broderick likes it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call Broderick on this show. Maybe I'll do a surprise call to him. Maybe Mike and I'll do that later.
Who is Broderick?
He's one of the guys who work with.
Oh, okay.
Who's Broderick? He's the guy who played in Godzilla.
I thought he was a famous
Ferris
writer.
Bueller's Day Off.
that's what I thought.
We don't have any stars to bring on the show yet, but we will shortly have a published author that will come on the show. And
That's cool.
I don't even know if I want to tease it yet, just because it might take a while. But he's releasing a new book, and I got an advanced copy that I have to read, and then we'll do an interview with him. It'll be really
We should
good.
How did you get Jim Falk on the show?
Yeah. Now you're throwing names out.
Well, I've read his books. He's a good writer. I have actually read a couple of his books. I'm not.
What were you saying, Devin?
Next year we should probably call Miyoshi right before Fashion Week in Pittsburgh and interview her.
We should. If I was technically adept enough, we could call her right now, and you could talk to her. I could do a three-party call.
I would like to talk to her.
I know you would.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Well,
who she is, but
She's in New York, so
She's probably working right now.
yep.
That sounds
But
bad too. She's in New York. She's probably working.
a working girl.
But she's probably one of the few people that like your voices.
Yeah, or nobody else does in my house, man.
She always has you do Hermie. You got to do Hermie at least once.
Hermie. It's hard to just do it out of the blue, though.
Yeah,
Because-
you got to work it up. I used to do Shemp quite often, but it's hard. It messes my voice up for the whole rest of the day when I do Shemp. So
I'm fixing Shemp's teeth.
See, I can't even do it anymore.
We have Shemps that walk and talk. We don't need any chewing Shemps.
Nobody wants to be a dentist.
Why am I such a nitwit?
No toys.
Oh,
We're getting it out of our system?
Yep. I hope so.
a difficult responsibility.
We're going to have to make an appointment for you a week from Tuesday.
Daddy, I want a goose that lays golden eggs for Easter.
For Easter. A goose that lays... That's what happens now. This is like misheard lyrics
There's
right
no
now.
way of knowing.
Misheard impressions is what we're doing right now. You're doing Veruca Salt
Yes, I am.
that wants a goose that lays the golden egg for Easter.
Yep.
She doesn't say that. You watch. He'll be right, and I'll be brutally massacred
I don't,
online.
I don't know if she says Easter or not. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa now.
They're mocking me, Daddy.
Once
They
again,
don't want me to win.
for listener Steve Kish, I'm Keira Knightley.
And I'm Emma Watson.
God. Look, Shalisa's going to come out here right now and beat us up.
You Dave Mustaine again.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, wow.
That's what I had it was just a one-hit wonder with that joke, actually, because it was from the "Hello, Mom, it's me again." Stupid "Hello, me, it's me again." What a horrible writer, too, Dave Mustaine. And I'll get beat up by that, too. There's people out there that love that stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, how incredibly cheesy is that when you make a scary voice and write like, "Ooh, we need another demon in this song." You know,
Bill.
make up a new demon name for this song. I don't know how to pronounce the classic demon name.
Bill, Buffy and Jody would like your reply.
Hey, what you guys have heard of this classic Lovecraft demon that's CTULU or something like that? Have you?
Chulu?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Say it again.
I didn't spell it again. I don't know. It's something. It starts with a
I think it's.
CT something.
I should know this.
You should
When there's
know
an H
that.
in there. It's. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I want to. Here's
Shoot,
everybody's
shoot.
homework. Come back and tell me how it's pronounced later on. Because there's a way to find out. I did read it before.
Yeah.
Lovecraft said the way it was pronounced, but everybody does it wrong because they call it like Chulu or some shit like that. But
Yeah, I
it's
know
not.
exactly what you're talking about. HP. He's good. Nice.
Hello, Lovecraft. It's me again.
So, I heard you got tickets for Van Halen.
I did. Are we going to make fun of David Lee Roth now?
No, I'm proposing that we bet and see how long the concert tour actually lasts.
Yeah, before they break it up.
Yeah.
Or kick him
Yeah,
out.
They boot him out of there. It happens nearly every time, doesn't it?
it's like buying Guns N' Roses tickets.
Yeah, you never know if you're going to even see the show. They had you know what, you're right. They had the insurance when I bought those tickets. They were $45 a piece for lawn. And then they
sell
offered
insurance.
Yeah, they did. They do the ticket protection thing where you add an extra $12 to each ticket and then they would refund you if it's canceled. How about you refund me if it's canceled
Yeah,
anyway?
that's nonsense. They don't refund tickets anymore?
I don't know what the deal is with the ticket insurance. You'd think they'd have to. How would they? Hey, let's have a whole tour where we just cancel every
Yeah,
show.
there's many times back in the 80s when I used to go to a lot of concerts that if a show was canceled or moved and you either got your refund or they give you new tickets. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Man, we missed a whole topic. Davin used to be a limo driver.
Oh, really?
So,
Yes.
Yeah. So he has all
Actually,
kinds of good stuff.
I was just thinking of one of them. It was Pavarotti when I was driving him.
Pavarotti. From David Lee Roth and Dave Mustaine to Pavarotti.
I was driving him back in the 90s or whatever, and he had a sore throat, so he couldn't. It was like the three tenors were going to appear at the Palace.
Yeah.
So they didn't cancel the limo. They had me still go to the Townsend Hotel to pick him up. I go there. His manager comes out and goes, okay, I need you to go to Northwest Airlines. Here's 3 confirmation numbers. I need you to pick up these envelopes, open them for me, and call me back and read the numbers off, and then I'm going to tell you where to go.
What? What are you, a spy? What is going on with that?
It was the cancellation fee for the Palace. It was the cancellation fee for Ticketmaster. And it was also for the vending and parking.
I'm lost.
So-
why are you involved in that again?
Because Pavarotti canceled.
Well, because he canceled and he was supposed to appear that night.
Yeah.
He had to pay all these fees to guarantee that he would come back and play again.
And
But
Did he have his young wife then?
they sent me down to pick up the checks to deliver to the Palace and pay off all these people.
I thought you were driving Pavarotti. You were driving Pavarotti's checks.
I was supposed to. So anyway, I opened up the checks and like $668,000 cancellation fee for Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And
You can't even
400
change that to Davin Christensen either.
I know. The most money I had. It was almost like
Wow.
Atlanta the one year when we were sitting in the back of the Chevy booth and there's a knock at the door
Yeah.
and there's this old guy at the end of the show and he goes, "Is this room 202?" And Mark Anderson's like, "No, this is booth 202 at Chevy. I just need a signature." He had the ticket tape for the whole Atlanta Auto Show.
Yeah.
And it's just a 70-year-old guy with a cart with bags of money. Just looking for a signature so he can go home.
He was going to leave you with bags of money. Just sign
We were
for this.
thinking about it.
Yeah, man, that'd be tough. Hey, that brings me up to a popular new topic because it just happened. Some guy I think it was in Colorado, maybe. I could be wrong though, but he was driving behind a Brinks truck and a bag fell off of it, and he opens up the bag. He gets the bag and he tries to chase down the Brinks truck, but he can't find it. So he drives to work. He opens it up and it's just full of money. And he said it was like 4 foot tall, like one of those big mailbag things. And they were separated into like plastic baggies that each one had like $40,000 in. And the whole thing was full of them. And they said that was like a size of a steak in a plastic bag was $40,000. They were all like 20s, 50s, and 100s. Wow. So there had to have been millions in that bag. And he
returned it.
Yes, he called the police and he returned it.
Well, that's the
And
thing
did
to do.
the right thing.
Well, that's probably those bills are marked and everything anyway.
No, they're not, Mike.
They're not marked at all. They don't keep track of what.
I don't know,
the
but I'm
serial
just
numbers
saying
and
they're
such.
not.
No,
Because I had this conversation with
how are you
Lisa.
going to launder that? You know what I mean? It would take forever. You know, I mean, you wouldn't want to spend that actual.
All right,
money.
let's be honest. You wouldn't keep it.
I would be scared. I'd almost think that I was being set up.
I had a plan. How about you, Davin? Would you keep it?
Oh God, I probably wouldn't.
I would. Here's my plan, and this is why it would work. I would take the bag back home full of cash, and I would sit on that bag forever, like months, waiting. And then I'd go, okay, it's mine now. And I'd start spending it. And when the feds came to get me, I'd go, I found it in the freeway. I didn't know who to belong to or who it belonged to. So who am I supposed to give it back to?
Right. Well, they're going to say you should have reported it.
They'll say I should have reported it, but they're not going to jail me for 100 years.
Well, here's another question. Let's say it's not a Brinks truck. Let's say you're just driving down the road and you see a duffel bag, and you pick it up, and it's full of money. Now, that's the one that would scare me, because that could be some gangsters or something wanting somebody to hold on to their money.
Mine.
Drug.
No, they're going to follow you home.
I don't care. Mine.
And then when they knock on your door one night, you'll be sitting there.
They're not going to follow me home because they're not going to see me. If they're watching the bag, then they could pick it up.
You'll be sitting there watching reruns of Little House on the Prairie or something, and there's going to be a knock on the door.
Yeah. Little house on the prairie. Yeah.
And they're going to be like, "You got our money," and you're going to be like, "Well, who are you?" And they're going to be like, "Let us in." And pretty soon, your wife's tied up to on the couch. It's going to get real ugly.
He's got a whole story, doesn't he?
Yeah, it is. It's horrible. And you're tied up, and they're like, "Oh, you don't got our money?
Now I got to be tied up.
Now we're going to take it out of her." No, he's joking.
So I'm the only honest guy. 'Cause
No, I couldn't keep it.
I think all you guys.
I would walk away from the
Actually, I believe Mike. I'm not sure I believe Davin.
Hey, we had some screens, and this is going to bring it full circle.
Yeah.
We had some screens stolen in Chicago that we FedExed one year. It was plasma screens,
Okay.
and they never showed up. So they did the tracking number to see who's signed for it.
Right.
Rob D. Hugh.
Robbed you.
Rob.
Nice. Good work on that one. I think he deserves
Yep.
it just for the creativity.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how they looked in your basement, but. No, I totally would attempt to keep that cash, and I'd probably be. Lisa said I'd be karmically punished, like I would just end up dying or something.
Here's something I'm going to ask. Have you ever found something that you knew belonged to somebody, but somebody you don't know, a stranger?
Mike, that's stealing.
Well, I've got a story real quick. I did this a long time ago, and I've always felt I'm not going to get my ass kicked for this, but I was at a gas station, and this biker guy dropped a $20 bill down.
Yeah.
He walked around the corner. I just stood around. I looked at the money. I didn't touch it at first. He walked around, walked out of the store. So I walked over and put my foot on top of it and got down and pretend like I was tying my shoe, put it in my pocket, and not 5 seconds later, he comes back in. Somebody find a 20?
Yeah.
And I kept it. And
When was this?
This was years ago.
I mean, how old were you?
Probably in my 20s, hanging around with, out driving around for the night, goofing around.
But you wouldn't keep the big bag of money, but you're going to keep a biker's $20 bill.
Well, you know what? I'm scared to death. I was scared. I was afraid he might have saw it. So I remember getting in the car and telling the people I was with, just go.
Did he have a chain wallet?
I don't remember. I just remember he was a big guy, and I probably should have given his money back. But but at that point, I thought he was going to get mad at me because I had already put it in my pocket. Because I saw him drop it, and I should. And you know what? Normally in my life, I do. If somebody drops, this happens all the time. I'm at stores. I say, "Ma'am" or "Sir, you dropped this." And sometimes people are nice, but other times, do you ever get people that are just completely crabby with you because you're doing something nice?
No, I do that. I return that, and I've had that happen a bunch of times where someone dropped cash, and I'd say, "Hey, that's yours on the floor." But
you ever get no? I don't think it's mine. It's okay if it's not yours, then it's mine. Then
mine. And then I scream, "Mine, mine, mine!" And I jump on it.
Right.
But yeah. So now everybody thinks I'm some sort of a thief, and they're assuming I wouldn't give the old lady back her $20. I would. See, there's a difference between a giant $1 million bag.
Yeah.
There's a real true story that happened with that, too. Isn't there a movie about that? A guy who found the bag of money and took it back, and it was in Jersey or something, and hid it in his house. And it was Brinks cash, and he went to jail.
Yeah. It's the propaganda. No.
How did that bring it full circle, Davin?
Oh, just the fake name of Rob D. Hugh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wasn't trying to figure out how it connected to the beginning of the show.
Gee, I'm pretty sharp for being in Denver.
Yeah. Breathing all that fresh, clean air.
Well, if you're bored in your hotel room and you get a chance, WrestleMania is the film you want to check out.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't. It's on Netflix now, but not for streaming. It's just it actually came to I actually am one of the few people that still get. I do streaming, but I also get 2 discs sent at a time still because I haven't canceled it yet because I still like it. And that came, and I was mad because a PG film came, and I'm like, what a waste of a
Wait, you
rental.
don't pick the films that come in?
I pick them. They're in my queue, but I meant to move that down. I'll put stuff in my queue to remember I want to watch it, but I'll wait till it streams, then I'll just delete it out of there. And
Well, we
watch
just found out that Mike actually picked that for his
I
queue.
did pick. I told you I like animal films. I have always been a family. I love my horror films and everything, and all the other films, but I have a soft spot for animal and nature films. I don't know why.
Hey, Davin, you got a few more minutes or not?
Yeah, I sure do.
Hey, so that reminds me of something. Mike is a huge wrestling fan.
No, you have me confused with my brother.
No, come on, you were.
Radio
old wrestler,
Right.
but not new stuff.
But that's what I was going to talk about. Was
okay.
the old stuff. Did
Yeah.
you used to watch that, Davin?
I actually, when I was a cameraman, I shot WWE wrestling at the Palace.
At the Palace.
This was way back when, and they had, you guys put it, back in the day.
Yep.
Well, back in the day would be this is George Cannon. No,
But we had a guy on our camera crew that thought it was real.
Of course.
And he was so convinced, and he was so excited that he was shooting this sporting event. And so we're all in our camera
How old was he?
positions,
7?
he was probably 4, and give him a break.
But they did,
Right.
a couple of the rules were, they met with us in the pre-production, and they said, okay, well, here's what we want you to do. You can't look under the mat because it's all spring-loaded. And, okay, in this match, you're going to be standing here. You're going to have to move because there's going to be a chair flying.
Oh, they warn
by.
you.
We don't want-
Gotcha.
Whenever they get on the ropes and they come down, we want you to bounce the camera.
Yeah.
And then this guy's going to bite a blood cap, so we want a real soft focus so you don't see that it's not real blood. And
You
this
just
kid was
exposed the whole
devastated.
industry.
This kid was devastated.
K-fob.
It's like, we're meeting with the writers before the show.
Yeah.
Okay, why are we meeting with the writers? Because it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both all at a loss for words.
It's just interesting because we all know it's fake, but I didn't know they went to that detail with the cameras and everything.
I guess they'd have
Oh,
to.
Yeah, but
breakaway tables and everything else. Yeah, they do all that. I exposed all that. I didn't sign a release saying I couldn't. So
I watched wrestling and followed all that stuff until like the whole Hulk Hogan thing. I mean, I kind of got out of it in the 80s because it turned into a circus. I mean, with the Brooklyn Brawler and the
Plus
Doink
you were-
Doink the Clown and all this stuff.
Plus,
and,
you were too old to watch cartoons at that point.
yeah. No, but
they are all real athletes. So
Oh no, they're much better. But the thing is, the people me and Jerry used to watch years ago were
Ox Baker.
Ox Baker, who just passed away recently, Bobo Brazil,
The Sheik.
the Sheik, Kamala was always one of my. He's a little later though. Kamala, he's lost both his legs to diabetes. I mean, I feel horrible for the guy. It's just wrestlers have.
See how
if
much
they-
of a fan Mike isn't?
If they don't die young, they seem to have extremely bad health situations going on.
Well, they get beat up, like, for real, though.
Let me tell you, brother. No,
like Earl Campbell from Houston,
Earl Campbell.
I don't know Earl Campbell.
the running back that can't walk
Oh,
anymore.
okay,
He's all
yeah.
crippled and everything.
Right.
Oh. Go ahead and
Yeah,
throw a
they're
real
real
athlete in there.
I thought we were talking about wrestling. Just surprised.
No, but I know what they are. They're super athletic because they really do train,
But
it's
that's-
more of a theater piece, though. But
But that's the thing is the wrestlers now you see them they're all like good physiques and everything. They're all like athletes. They train. But I've seen some documentaries recently of the old guys, and there's a lot of the old guys that like Bulldog Don Kent and the Moondogs, and they weren't exactly slouches. You know what I mean? They took care of themselves too. I mean
stop it. There were a bunch of fat old men. Did you watch? Just go look
you
at
seen Chief Jay Strongbow lately?
Chief J. Strongbow.
No.
Haystack Calhoun.
Well, he was big. He was a big guy, but that was his thing. Ivan the what was it? Ivan the
Ivan the Terrible.
Horrible.
no, I forget his name. The Polish he was the Polish something. I forget his name, but well, whatever.
The Polish Prince of Penis.
The Polish Prince of Penis. No, the Mighty Igor. That's what I'm thinking of.
The
Mighty Igor. Yeah, but man, we used to sit and watch George Cannon. George Cannon used to run a wrestling show out of Canada.
Big time wrestling.
This is big time wrestling with George Cannon. Today we've got the Moondogs fighting Bulldog Don Kent and Don
And then
Pardo.
he had a friend who, not a friend, his co-host or co-announcer guy. It was almost like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, where George Cannon would sit there and talk, and he'd send the other guy to talk to the wrestlers and get choked and stuff like
George
that.
Cannon couldn't get up. His legs, his knees were shot at that point. He was pretty much sitting in a wheelchair probably behind the thing at that point.
Yeah, like Jim on Wild King. Jim's now going to wrestle an alligator in the Amazon while I comfortably sit in the studio and show you the film.
Jim, poor Jim. Nobody remembers his full name, but we all know Marlon. No,
Jim the Patsy.
Jim the Patsy.
Thanks for
Yeah.
your wrestling talk, Davin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we've had enough for the day. So there it is. This has been the episode without Ryan.
It's been the episode without Ryan.
I'd like to thank my guests, Mike LeBlanc and Davin Christensen.
It is an honor.
And we'll bug you again sometime, Davin.
Sounds good. Nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to
Yeah.
you.
Talk to you later. Goodbye.
Later.
Good evening, folks.
Bye.